O night on USA Pulses, a scandal, a roast, and an unexpected apology that has reality TV buzzing. Imagine tuning in to a gentle golden romance only to discover the lead's words land like a slap. Mel Owens, the 66-year-old Golden Bachelor and former NFL star, told the world he didn't want to date women over 60, and the internet exploded. But now, in an exclusive moment with Entertainment Tonight, Mel did something many reality TV stars never master. He said sorry. He apologized, publicly, privately, on camera, to the very women who signed up to be vulnerable in front of millions. If you thought this would be a quick PR patch, think again. What started as an offhand comment became a cultural moment about age, respect, and what it means to grow up in the spotlight. Stay with USA Pulses, because tonight we dig into the full journey. The off-mic regret, the on-camera roast, the real conversations, and whether an apology can truly change the storyline for a man searching for love at 66. Before the controversy settled, here's what happened. Mel Owens, known to fans as a former football player turned sports lawyer and now the Golden Bachelor, was asked about his dating preferences in a podcast clip that went viral. When pressed, he offered an age range, 45 to 60, and then made the blunt comment that if a woman was 60 or over, it was a hard pass. For viewers who came to watch older Love Bloom on national television, the line stung. The cast of accomplished, energetic women on Season 2, many thriving, vibrant, and living full lives, heard it, and audiences heard it too. The clip was shared, dissected, and criticized, and suddenly the season's romance was overshadowed by questions about empathy, respect, and ageism. Mel's remarks seemed to contradict the very premise of this season, that love can be found, cherished, and celebrated at any age. What made the fallout so intense was not just a soundbite, but the implied dismissal of entire lived experiences, and the women on that stage deserved an answer. The main event here isn't a catfight or a secret overnight, it's the apology. Facing the heat, Mel Owens sat down with Entertainment Tonight's Deidre Behar and offered a heartfelt apology to the women who gave their time, hopes, and vulnerability to the show. He acknowledged the comments were unfair and insensitive, apologized collectively and individually, and emphasized that he spoke to many contestants face-to-face on set. He described moments where the women grilled him, roasted him, joked he was like an old Detroit pizza, crusty and hard, and admitted he deserved it. In his words, the conversations were real, raw, and necessary. He looked them in the eye, asked for forgiveness, and said he was working to earn it back. The season premiere on September 24th promises to showcase those exchanges, and perhaps more importantly, the growth that followed. There's also the delicious reality show twist. One date was literally structured as a roast, a moment where contestants pushed back, fired jokes, and reclaimed their power on camera. That set the stage for a spectacle that is part containment, part reckoning, and all reality TV drama. The reaction was immediate and layered. Fans split between those who felt betrayed by Mel's comments and those who accepted his apology as sincere and human. Media outlets ran with headlines that leaned angry, curious, and sometimes forgiving. Social feeds filled with clips from the apology, reaction videos from influencers over 50, and nostalgic takes about dating later in life. Some viewers applauded the show for putting real conversations about ageism and respect on the air. Others accused producers of manufacturing controversy for ratings. A handful of celebrity voices, late-night hosts, podcasters who track reality TV, and a few outspoken actors who champion age representation, chimed in with sharp takes that echoed a larger cultural conversation. How society treats aging, particularly women, and whether a single apology is enough when words betray a deeper bias. Importantly, many of the contestants themselves were not silent. They asked uncomfortable questions, delivered the roast, and made it clear they weren't simply background scenery. The response, in short, was messy, human, and exactly the kind of emotional knot reality TV lives to untangle. Peel back another layer and you find the human details that complicate the headline. Mel Owens is not just a TV lead. He's a divorced father of two, a former NFL player turned workers' compensation lawyer from Michigan, who now calls Orange County home. He's 66, with a life full of high-rise chapters, grief, and reinvention. He admitted the pandemic, parenting demands, and a newfound availability nudged him back into the dating pool, and then into a reality TV set where moments get amplified and words echo. The women on his season are described as accomplished and lively, the kind of people who don't take being diminished lightly. There's also the production reality. Shows like The Bachelor often place leads in intense, compressed dating environments where a single offhand answer can be framed and replayed 1,000 ways. And while the podcast clip that set this off was short, the sequences of conversations on the show, where he apologized in person and was roasted, may show a fuller, more human arc than the bite-sized outrage suggested. Lastly, and crucially, Mel's hobbies, motocross, hiking, dancing, even playing women's hockey, paint the picture of a man hungry for energy and connection, perhaps explaining why his blunt preference language came out so clumsy when confronted with the vibrant lives of the Bachelorettes. From an insider-style vantage point, the kind producers, showrunners, and reality TV strategists often share behind closed doors, a few truths are predictable. First, controversy sells, and producers know how to weave moments of conflict into a narrative arc that ultimately humanizes a lead if handled carefully. Second, being the Golden Bachelor is both a blessing and a danger. Audiences tune in for novelty, for representation of later life romance, and for a lead who feels real. But that novelty increases scrutiny. An industry insider would point out that the show's decision to air Mel's on-camera apologies and the roast likely reflects a deliberate choice to let the process play out publicly, a gambit that can either redeem or punish depending on viewer perception. Psychologists who consult on reality shows might add that compressed dating timelines and performative settings can force people into clumsy speech, and that sincere apologies paired with reparative actions, listening, public accountability, reparative behaviors are the only route to genuine image repair. PR veterans would note that Mel handled the moment in the relatively correct playbook: apologize quickly, acknowledge harm, speak directly to those hurt, and demonstrate follow-through. Whether that follow-through will actually sway critics is another question. But insiders will tell you that authenticity and vulnerability, when real, translate on camera in ways that staged statements never will. For Mel Owens, this controversy is a test, not an automatic cancellation. The immediate risk was reputational. Comments that suggest age-based exclusion are especially fraught in a culture increasingly sensitive to representation and respect. But his subsequent apology, the on-set conversations, and his willingness to be roasted on national TV create an opportunity for redemption, or at least a rebrand. If viewers perceive his apology as sincere and his interactions with Mel could come out of this with stronger sympathy and a renewed image as a man willing to learn and change. Career-wise, he's not a Hollywood actor reliant on studio goodwill. His profile was boosted by the show, and the NFL background gives him a stable public platform. For the franchise, it's a moment to showcase real conversations about ageism and prove that the Bachelor universe can host nuanced, mature relationships. But the stakes remain. If audiences smell insincerity or producers exploit the hurt without meaningful follow-up, the backlash could stick and damage both Mel's public image and the season's legacy. This isn't the first time a Bachelor lead has stumbled and tried to recover on camera. Reality TV history is littered with missteps, offhand remarks, insensitive jokes, testants as respectful and growth-oriented, public apologies, and either a path to redemption or a stain that lingers. What sets this moment apart is the demographic. Ageism toward older women cuts against many cultural norms about romantic agency and respect. Compared to past controversies where leads apologized for infidelity or insensitivity toward younger partners, Mel's misstep opens a broader cultural conversation about how society values older women's desirability and autonomy. If you remember earlier seasons where leads had to confront their biases, whether about ethnicity, class, or background, those arcs often became defining moments for both the season and the franchise. Here, the potential is a teachable moment. To compare and contrast, think of other on-show mistakes that were turned into growth arcs. When leads truly listened, learned, and showed it, those seasons were remembered not for the errors but for the redemption. The question is whether Mel's arc will follow that forgiving trajectory or become a cautionary tale about quick judgments. As our channel, we promise to take you inside the emotion and the aftermath. When Season 2 premieres on September 24th, expect a show that is more than roses and first kisses. Expect real, raw conversations where women reclaim the narrative and where Mel gets the chance to answer for his words face to face. Expect laughter at the roast, awkwardness at the confessionals, and maybe, if the editing allows, genuine moments of connection that prove people can change. For viewers who felt hurt by that podcast clip, Mel's plea for forgiveness and his commitment to earn it back may or may not be enough. But the season will give you a clearer picture. For skeptics, this will be a test of whether apologies mean anything in a soundbite culture. And for romantics, it's a reminder. Love later in life comes with complicated baggage, but also with the possibility for unexpected growth. So tune in, watch the roast, watch the exchanges, and watch how a community of women, accomplished, energetic, and unafraid, make a national conversation about respect and age impossible to ignore. This is USA Pulses, bringing you the drama, the heart, and the real human moments behind the headlines. If you love the controversy, you'll love the comeback. If you're cautious, you might find reasons to breathe easier. Either way, the season promises to be an emotional ride. And the truth, as always, will be in the episodes.
For full video, click related link below or like and subscribe this channel.